Good morning, Longhorns. For this Wednesday, March 5th, I'm Abby Sines.
And I'm Aneesh Tiwari. Thanks for joining us this morning.
How are you doing this morning, Aneesh?
You know, Abby, I'm doing well. Spring break is around the corner, and I'm excited for that week off. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, this is our first March show, so let's get started.
UT's new Student Services Office has been dissolved. TSTV News confirmed last week. New Student Services provided resources to assist students in their transition to college. While the office no longer exists, all programs will continue and will be housed in other campus offices and divisions. New Student Services previously housed programs such as New Student Orientation, Longhorn Welcome, and more. 2 staff positions were also dissolved in the change. And it's been a busy week at the Capitol. Monday, the Texas Water Foundation hosted Water Day, which included panels and keynote speakers representing policies and solutions for Texas's growing water shortage. Notable organizations and names included L'Oreal Stepney, chairwoman of the Texas Water Development Board, who went viral last week for an exchange with Representative Brian Harrison, and groups like Texas 2036 and the Texas Water Association. Multiple pieces of legislation have been filed for water initiatives and investments this session, and Governor Abbott declared it an emergency item. Tune in for more on water next Monday on Tower Talks. Austin has confirmed its first case of measles since 2019. The individual affected was an infant who recently traveled overseas with family. The infant's family is vaccinated, but the infant is too young to have received the vaccine. They remain at home in isolation. Student models are getting ready to walk the runway at Cultured Couture. Campus Events and Entertainment is hosting the New York Fashion Week inspired event in the WCP Ballroom this Thursday, February 6th. The event will feature a runway of student models wearing the designs of Black student fashion designers here at UT. The designs themselves have been created in honor of Black History Month, which is celebrated all of February. The event will run from 6 to 9 p.m. Admission is free for you and a guest with your UT student ID. The Texas Science and Natural History Museum hosted its Texas Wildlife Day festivities this past Saturday. This year was the event's first return since the COVID-19 pandemic and the museum's recent renovations. Community members were able to learn about Texas flora and fauna from expert naturalists, see fur pelts and feathers under a microscope, and meet live animals, including snakes, raptors, and turtles. Senior Program Events Coordinator Alex Donovan talks about what the event means for the Central Texas community. Although Wildlife Day is over, patrons can visit the museum anytime on the south side of campus. Visit sciencemuseum.utexas.edu to learn more. UT Austin's own Cactus Cafe is celebrating its 45th birthday this month. University Unions is pairing with Armadillo World Headquarters to bring students a month-long celebration featuring student performers, Austin bands, and award-winning musicians. Tickets are on sale now, and students can see these performances from February 6th through the 22nd. For more, visit universityunions.utexas.edu/cactus-cafe. When we come back, Groundhog Day took place yesterday. We'll bring you what Punxsutawney Phil predicted for our winter weather next. And the NBA was rocked by huge trade news just before the deadline closes. Prime Time will be right back. It's officially spring, and Austinites won't need to wait long for the typical Austin spring sun. Tomorrow, expect sunny skies throughout the day with a high of 93 degrees and a low of 63 at night. The UV index will reach 9 out of 11, so make sure to have sunscreen on hand and enjoy the sunshine safely.
Staying close to campus, a recent string of assaults on the drag have left members of the UT community concerned.
Our Aneesh Tiwari is in studio with more on the individual being accused and how university leaders have responded. Good morning, Aneesh.
Good morning, guys. The assaults happened this past week on Guadalupe Street. Witnesses say a man wearing a suit and motorcycle helmet randomly attacked multiple people, including students. Police identified the alleged attacker as 22-year-old Amen Labidi, who attended attended UT from 2020 to 2024, was reportedly arrested 3 times last week. He was released after the first 2 times before returning to West Campus. He is currently being held in Travis County Jail. TSTV spoke with Joelle McNew, president of Safe Horns, a nonprofit focused on improving safety around UT campus. She said students and families were frustrated by the lack of communication from the university. Take a look.
Many students and parents have been frustrated that there were no alerts officially by the university before the official statement on Friday. What we would have liked to see happen is when the first assaults were made on Tuesday morning, then the university could put out an alert.
As mentioned, the university did issue a statement on Friday regarding the series of assaults. In the statement, university leaders acknowledged the frustrations of students and families over safety concerns. They also called for action from local prosecutors to, quote, make sure these offenders stay off campus, end quote. Leah.
Thank you, Anish.
Back here on campus, the UT Election Supervisory Board has announced the results for the campus-wide election, which took place earlier this month.
While the results are out, there's still a lot more going on with the race for the presidency. For more, we are joined in studio this morning by our Aneesh Tiwari. Good morning, Aneesh.
Good morning, guys. Hudson Thomas and Thierry Chu will serve as the next student body president and vice president after receiving the necessary amount of votes to win. Hudson and Chu ran a campaign focused on 3 platforms: Elevate Campus Community, Tradition of Community, and Impact Beyond Ourselves. Proposed policies include a mental health week, digitized student IDs, allowing students to take home leftover catering food, and offering university credit for volunteer work. TSTV News spoke with the winning executive alliance after the results were announced on Monday. Take a look.
Again, I just want to reiterate, I really want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing us to have this opportunity. That was really my first reaction, was just gratitude and immense thankfulness that the Lord provided us with this opportunity, and our team, because our team was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, to reiterate what Hudson said, I started crying. I think just so much praise for the journey and how we even got here.
The election has been met with appeals from another candidate, and the Student Government Court ruled to disqualify the winning alliance. However, the Office of the Dean of Students overturned that decision. We should note that TSTV Associate News Director Justin Dowd served on the court, but resigned effective yesterday. Due to his involvement, we will not be diving fully into the details regarding the election aftermath. For more information on our coverage of the election, check out the letter from the directors online at tstvnews.com. Logan. Good morning, guys. Living in Austin, I'm sure we all have our fair share of experiences dealing with the scorching Texas sunshine. But do we have any misconceptions about protecting ourselves from the sun? To find out, I'm going to ask you two whether these sun-related statements are facts or myths. Are you guys ready?
Okay, yes, we're ready.
Okay, let's get started. The UV index gives us a forecast of the intensity of the sun. What do you think?
I feel like that's a myth, right? It's like probably something else more scientific.
I'm going to say a fact.
It is, in fact, a fact.
Oh,
Logan, you are correct.
Learning something new every day.
That's right. So yeah, the UV index is a helpful tool for checking the strength of the sun. So whenever you're checking the weather app in the morning, deciding what you're going to wear, you can also check out the UV index. 1 is the weakest and 11 is the strongest, and we've been seeing some 8s and 9s this month. So the intensity of those UV rays really are strong this April. Yeah. Moving on, you don't need to wear sunscreen on a cloudy day. Is this a fact or a myth?
It's a myth. I know that
a myth that I've unfortunately learned much about at many Texas football games.
Yep.
This one is, in fact, definitely a myth. Clouds do not stop those harmful UV rays, so it is still important to put on sunscreen, and experts recommend 30 SPF at least. Most of them say 50 SPF plus just to get the most of that protection. And then lastly, I have to ask, a tan will protect your skin from the sun. Is that a myth or a fact?
I think it's a myth.
I'm going to say a myth.
Yeah.
It is a myth, and I know we just had spring break. I'm sure you both were getting your tan on.
And failing.
It's not important.
And yeah, it's just important to remember a tan does not protect your skin from sunburns or skin damage. Really does not bring down the risk of things like skin cancer. So really important to keep that in mind and still put on some sunscreen. But it's still important to stay safe outside, but also don't forget to enjoy that great sunshine during this beautiful spring. This past Sunday, the Austin Public Library recognized Hispanic Heritage Month, hosting several activities including crafting paper marigolds, screen printing, and a cooking demonstration. The APL also showcased art painted by a local Latino artist depicting pre-Hispanic mythology. Rounding out the afternoon, local Latin folk musician Javier Jara performed a collection of his songs. The library also collaborated with the local Mexicarte Museum to bring an interactive arts and crafts exhibit. Mexicarte educator Ale Moreno says she's most proud of the event's impact on local youth.
I didn't grow up with these kinds of programs, so I think it's really cool to be able to give kids the power and the knowledge to know how to make their own wearable art, and just kind of also bring good mentors, good role models into the classroom of people that kind of look like them, younger, to let the kids know that you can in fact make a living out of art.
The Austin Public Library and Mexicarte Museum continue their celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month throughout September and October. Aneesh Tiwari, TSTV News. A beloved taco spot near campus closed its doors Tuesday after 16 years of service. Torchy's Tacos, which originated in Austin and has since expanded all across the country, announced it would not renew the lease for its Guadalupe Street location, citing planned changes in the area.
Really freaking sad, and honestly it kind of snuck up on me because it was I knew it was closing, and then I really knew it was closing today.
For many UT students, Torchy's was a long-time favorite due to its convenience.
I'm losing another good restaurant that I can eat nearby. I started to come here ever since I started my PhD degree here.
I used to come here all the time, and now it's my last time, which is kind of crazy because it was such a good spot, especially for tacos.
For TSTV News, I'm Aneesh Tiwari.